This is Finland Farm coming at you. And last night we had a storm. And this was one of those heavy downpours or raining cats and dogs type storms. This is one of those God must be ticked off at us type of storms. Please, Lord, don't be mad anymore. Had to come out in the middle of the night. It was raining so hard, as you can see on the ground, there's a lot of, you can tell where the water just went all the way down there, and these poor guys were soaked, and so we had to rescue these guys in the middle of the night. And we brought them into the basement. And I don't know if you've ever had goats in your house, but it was quite an adventure. We had them, we had to tie them up to a couple of posts just to keep them from wandering all over the place, and that one there wanted to eat my insulation. And this one here wanted to poop on our rugs, and these were just cheap rugs, so we weren't too concerned about it, but it was definitely an adventure. They, when we came out to get them, boy, they fought us. They fought us. They did not want to come out of that box there, which is their home. And, you know, unfortunately, it was just, you know, we made a boo-boo when we did this box. We had it pointed in the wrong direction. We had it pointed in a way to where we can see them from our bedroom windows just to make sure that they're okay at night, and but also the direction we had them, this box pointed in, was the direction the wind would come, and unfortunately the rain would come in too, and it was just so soaked in there. These poor guys were just soaked to death, and just didn't want them to drown, so we came out here to grab them and bring them into the basement. And it's an unfinished basement. It's not like they're going to do a lot of damage or anything like that, but we just had to keep them away from things that they might want to eat or jump on or kick over and stuff like that. So it was an adventure. And well, towards the middle of the night, it settled down, so we were able to bring them back out here. I turned the box around so that the wind and the water would not be able to get into there, and they'd be a lot more dry. I had to go buy some more hay today to, well, if it ever stops raining. Right now, it's still raining right now. Anyway, I want to pause this and go to a more dry location. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, it's still raining. So anyway, you know, last night I had to run to another town, and you know, I'm kind of one of these guys. I love to get on Craigslist and find some good deals. And I found a good deal on a yard sweeper. Really wanted one so that we can, you know, me and my son, when we get out here on the riding lawnmowers, we can just grab up some grass and hay and things like that for the goats, or for the compost pile, just something to sweep up. And I had a good deal, 50 bucks. You can't really go wrong with the 50 bucks, you know, for a lawn sweeper. And it was practically brand new. Called the guy up, says, yeah, come on over later on today. So as I was leaving, it was raining. A little less than it is right now. It was raining, but it wasn't terrible. And his place was about 40 miles away from here. Maybe not that much, maybe like 30, 35. And as we left, it got worse and worse and worse. You know, I'm going at first 50 miles an hour, and then 40, then 30. By the time I got to his place, I must have been doing about 25, and I could barely see through the rain, probably 15 feet ahead of me. And just as I pulled up, I could just see the yard sweeper. He had it in his garage, and I said, hey, looks fine. Handed him a 50. We threw it in the back of the truck and left. And on the way back for the whole 35 miles, yeah, I got to tell you, it was just getting worse and worse. And I kept thinking, man, God must be mad or something. You know, it was just terrible. I couldn't believe how bad it was. It was so bad that even on a major highway, I couldn't see but more than 10 or 15 feet in front of me. And every so often, you're driving, and all of a sudden, whoosh, you just see nothing but a sheet of water as you hit a puddle that was, you know, more like a lake or something like that. Anyway, I'm on the porch. I'm dry, but the wind's starting to pick up here, and there's my persimmon tree. So anyway, on the way back, it was just getting worse and worse, and it took about an hour 15 to get back. And when we came up, yeah, as we were coming down our road here, it was just limbs laying everywhere. The wind was bad, and as we were coming up our driveway, You know, I should have done the video before. There was rock. I have rock on the edge, and before we paved it, there's rocks on both sides. And the water, we're towards the top of a hill, but there was just so much rain that there was a river of water going down, and I had rocks scattered all the way down the driveway and even off to the side. And there was severe, it's all relative, but there was a lot of erosion on the other side. And I don't want to get out there now and show it to you because it's wet and windy, but it was bad erosion. So I was out there early this morning when the rain had stopped, and I was actually scooping up rocks and shoveling them and putting them into the ditch, trying to prevent more erosion. I don't know if you've priced putting in a driveway, but they're pretty expensive. So I had to take care of that this morning. It's just been an adventure. So what else can I say? Oh yeah, our water now has turned brown, and everything I look up says, hey, you got some contamination. Hey, you know, something's coming down the well. You're not supposed to have brown water after a rainstorm, but well, we do. And so I call the well people, and they say, yeah, there's not much we can do right now. Just make sure that, you know, it's blocked off and capped up, and give it a couple of days to see, because this was a major rainstorm. There was severe disturbance in the water table, so, you know, give it a few days and see what happens. I don't know if I like that advice, but they said there wasn't anything they could do, so I'll just leave it at that. I did order a test kit on Amazon. I want to test the water to make sure it's okay. Oh man, the wind's really picking up. I checked on the cats this morning. I don't know if I have to do the video on the cats. We have a couple of barn cats, and they're under the barn, of course, but the water had just washed up underneath it too. And although they were higher up and could avoid the water, they still got pretty damp in there. But this was really a bad storm. On one hand, it's really pretty, but on the other hand, it's like, okay, enough. Hey, there's you can't see it down there, but there's a brave bicyclist. All right, good luck, bud. There's one good thing about today. Not as many stink bugs out. I mean, yesterday I came out here to the porch, and there were so many stink bugs everywhere, and I just got a bucket of soapy water, and I'd come out here and I'd just flick them right into the bucket. And I got so many after a while, I just kind of really decimated the population. But I know there's a whole bunch of them out here. I went out to the barn, and there was just so many out there. It's almost a losing battle just to even attempt to do anything about it, but I don't want them coming into the house. But today, there's just really, you know, because of the wet weather, I may have seen 1 or 2 stink bugs this morning on the porch, and that's it. I took care of them. But anyway, Starsky and Hutch. I went back into their little shelter in there. I have to go buy some hay for them today. Maybe my wife wants me to build a bigger shelter for them so that they can actually move around during a major storm, because we're going to get some major storms out here with snow and things like that. Well, anyway, there's really not much else to say. It's windy, it's a wet day, and it'll be nice when well, we're heading into the fall, and I'm already looking forward to when springtime comes. But I'm just going to enjoy it each day I can. It's beautiful right here. Okay. Well, hopefully it's sunny and warm wherever you're at. This is Finland Farms signing off.